What to expect in tonight's primaries. Let's get to ABC News political director Rick Klein with Rick's Picks. And there he is at the big board. Big Rick, tell us some of the House races you're watching closely tonight.
Yeah, Kira, keep in mind the Democrats can only afford to lose 3 seats in the House and maintain control of Congress. But realistically, you're really talking about a narrow swath, maybe 40 seats total that could potentially be in play. And here's what's interesting about the states that are voting today. You might have 15 or 16 competitive races where we're going to learn the primary challengers at the end of the night. California, the biggest state by far, it's got about 10 competitive races. And this is where things get fascinating. If you're a dork like me and you love redistricting and you love what it means to see what districts look like in a new primary. In Iowa, take a look at what happened. The map changes from cycle to cycle. The biggest race to watch is this 3rd congressional district where Congresswoman Cindy Axne is now running in a district that now includes a big swath of new voters. She only won by about 6,000 votes last time around. Now she has to introduce herself to all those new voters and potentially face a lot of headwinds as a Democrat. And as Brittany just covered, what happened here in the 7th congressional district in New Jersey tells you a lot about the Democratic woes nationwide. What Democrats in that state did is they carved that district up, made it a lot more Republican than it was before to try to save the other Democrats in the state. Bottom line, it means that Democrats may end up sacrificing one of their own, depending on who the candidate the Republicans get. Republicans really like their chances with the more establishment-minded person versus some of the more Trump-aligned Republicans that are running.
The last thing that we think of you, Rick, is that you are a districting or redistricting dork. All right, let's talk about criminal justice reform. Big issue where? California,
and take a look at some of what Zoreen was covering here. San Francisco, one of the bluest spots on the planet, and they have a progressive district attorney who's only about 2.5 years into his term. He came in saying, I'm going to end cash bail, I'm going to bring in these progressive policing policies, fewer arrests, less imprisonment. There has been a major backlash against him, a recall effort that could well succeed, leaving the mayor open to select a new district attorney in a seat that Kamala Harris herself used to hold. Down in Los Angeles, another blue dot, and there you have a former Republican, a billionaire developer who's been pouring his own money into the race, running on crime and criminal justice. That race could well be headed to a runoff. So you have Democrats in a state where they often do very well. It's a very progressive, very liberal state, seeing a backlash against some of their own policies.
All right, finally, Rick, issues like abortion, gun control, of course, looming very large this cycle. With those 2 issues on the table, what are you watching for?
Yeah, first, President Biden's approval rating on those issues and many more, very, very poor. We know the big ones around inflation and gas prices, but even on issues like gun violence and abortion rights, his approval rating there in the 30s or the 40s. And one interesting tidbit in our latest poll, we asked voters their top voting issue, the single most important issue when they're going to the polls. As you'd expect, inflation, the economy, 1 and 2. This was surprising to me, Kira, to see gun violence and abortion rights that high, a major priority of 17%, people saying that is the single most important issue facing the country in a day that we saw Matthew McConaughey, in a day we've seen these congressional negotiations. Clearly that is top of mind. The challenge for Democrats will make that not just a polling issue, but an issue that animates people when they actually go to the polls.
All right, ABC News political director Rick Klein, always great to see you, bringing us up to date. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.